You guys need to try this BLAZIKEN team. If you don't, you're really missing out. The whole team puts in work in today's battle, and let me tell you right now, today's battle is fantastic. Today we're battling Jim in the OU tier, and Jim plays super well and has some interesting threats on their team, which I can't wait for you guys to see. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you love Pokemon as much as me. I bet you don't. Here are the teams. Let me know who you think will win in the comment section down below, and stick around till the end to find out if you're right. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the battle. And the battle begins. Good luck, have fun, Jim. So they're going to lead off with Scarlet, which is the Gliscor, as we lead off with the Corviknight. I expected the Meowscarada to lead, because Meowscarada does pretty well against our team. But Gliscor is just as good because it can't Toxicus or anything like that. It'll Stealth Rocks more than likely. So what I'm going to do is I am going to U-turn on it. They do go for a knockoff, which is fair enough. Knocking off our Rocky Helmet is going to be helpful for later. And they can easily heal off the Rocky Helmet chip with their Toxicorp if they have it. So let's go for a U-turn and get on out of there. And we'll go into something more suited to take on Gliscor. Now, I'm looking at the team, and their best switch into Primarina is nothing. So, I'm going to go Primarina. I am going to go straight Primarina, because if they Earthquake, then they lose the Gliscor. If they Terra, then we can still handle it somehow. If they Terra, we can handle it definitely. So, they are Poison Orb, which is good to know that I'm battling someone with, you know, somewhat decent sense. So I'm going to go for a Hyper Voice real quick. They do go for a Protect, obviously expecting us to be Choice Specs, and then they can scout to see what we're going to do. We go for a Hyper Voice. Obviously, it's going to do diddly squat to a Protected Gliscor, but they might now think we're locked into that. And if they think we're locked into that, they may switch into Suicune. So I'm half tempted to go for a Moonblast here. I think I will go for a Moonblast, expecting the Suicune switch, or the Hydra Pull, or something like that. They do switch out. Obviously, I think they're assuming we're Specs at this point, but they're going to go Suicune to easily take that Hyper Voice. However, they're going to get slammed in the face with a Moonblast, which is great. Getting damage off on the Suicune early off is going to be amazing. Not that much damage, but we lower the special attack anyway. I mean, it's a free 8 KO, so it's still good. And they have leftovers as well, which is like fine. What I'm going to do now is I am going to stay in and go for another Moonblast, just because this Suicune is going to Calm Mind. It's going to Calm Mind. So we're going to have to flip turn the next turn into a physical attacker, I think. So let's see how this plays out for us. So we could 1v1 this thing, no problem. But we don't know if it's Crocoon or not. That's the problem. That's the main issue we've got, is that we don't know if it's Crocoon. And if it's Crocoon, then it's going to rest on us, which we don't want, obviously. So I'm going to flip turn. I'm going to get on out of there. They go for a Calm Mind again. It's going to be another Suicune game. I had a Suicune game the other day, and basically it set up and swept me, and it took like 6 minutes to the game, so it wouldn't have been a very good video. But, you know, I've had bad experience with Suicune this generation. It's just one of them Pokemon that hits really hard once it gets a few Calm Minds up, and it's really hard to take down. But we have got a flip turn. We have got initiative on whatever they want to go into. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the Chomp. I'm going to go into the Chomp, and I may have to Terra here. I think I might have to Terra. So I'm going to go ahead and do it. And the reason I might have to Terra is because there's a very good chance this Suicune has Ice Beam, which is not something we really want, and that's for sure. So let's see how this plays out first. They're at 50% health. We can definitely Terra Steel and go for a Swords Dance. If they go for a Surf, because I don't think he gets Scald. If they go for a Surf, we might have Scald, I don't know. If they go for a Surf, we can live it. If they go for an Ice Beam, we resist it. So I'm going to Terra Steel, and I'm going to get an SD up. So there we go. Terastallizing into a giant Axe Head. Looks like Haxorus, really, doesn't it? But yeah, I think they go for an Ice Beam here. I think they straight up go for the KO because they don't want us to sell the Swords Dance. So let's see how this goes down. So we go for the Swords Dance. Obviously, we outspeed because Suicune, believe it or not, isn't actually that fast for the type of Pokemon it is. They go for a Scald, so they do get Scald. Okay, so cool. And they don't get the Burn, which is amazing. So no Burn is great. Now, the real question is, do we go for a Scale Shot here, or do we go for an Earthquake? I'm leaning towards a Scale Shot. I think Scale Shot is the best play to go for, because if we hit 5 times, it does more damage than Earthquake. They do withdraw the Suicune. Are they going to go Hatterene? Probably Hatterene, right? Scorval, that is going to be the Gliscor. So Gliscor is coming in. We are at +2. Scale Shot's going to do some decent damage, I hope. Hopefully it's a 2-hit KO, even after Poison Heal the next turn. There we go, there's 4. Can we hit 5 times? We do it 5 times, which is amazing. So, even if they go for a Protect here and get some more Poison Heal after this Poison Heal, we're still KOing it with Scale Shot. So, we are not in a bad position. I'm going to go for the Scale Shot anyway, because they might not Protect, because obviously they might have realized that. They do withdraw. Are they going Hatterene now to take the Scale Shot? Probably, right? Probably Sorcelence. That's going to be the Hatterene, right? Yeah, it's a Hatterene. Little do they know, we actually have Iron Head on this particular Garchomp set. So I'm going to go for the Iron Head. And hopefully they don't Terra. Which if they do, they do. So we go for an Iron Head. They do stay in. They don't Terra. They're obviously banking on us not having Iron Head. So the Hatterene is going to go down. And you never know. We might actually see a forfeit at this point. Because we're at +1 speed. We're at +2 attack. We're in a very good position. Meowscarada. That's a good Pokemon to come into. Because if the Choice Scarf, they outspeed us still. So I'm going to go for a Scale Shot. They might Terra. If they do Terra, then they Terra. You know, it's whatever. If they don't Terra, they don't Terra. So they are going to Terra. What type are they going to Terra into, though? Are they going to go Terra Dark Knockoff? Maybe. Because if they do, then fair enough. But they go Terra Grass. Pure Terra Grass. Not sure why, but it is what it is. So they go for a knockoff. They are outspeeding us, and they do take out us. So they didn't really need to Terra there, but you know, it is what it is. So unfortunately, Garchomp went down, but it did take out the Hatterene, which is great, and it severely weakened the Gliscor. Now, I'm in a bit of a position right now. We know they are Choice Scarf because they outsped us. I could go into Blaziken, and I think Blaziken could actually put some work in right now. Blaziken can put some real work in, I think. So I am going to go Blaziken now. If they're locked into knockoff, we can go Primarina. I am going to go Blaziken. I'm going to go Blaziken purely for the sake of the fact that they're probably going to bring Gliscor in and we can get rid of that thing. I want Blaziken to do something in this game. I really do. Blaziken or the other one. So let's go for Flare Blitz. So they do withdraw. They do withdraw. They're not going to knock off our Heavy Duty Boots or anything like that. They're going to go straight into Scorval, which is, of course, the Gliscor. And Gliscor's going to go down to a Flare Blitz, which is fantastic. There we go. I went straight for the KO on that Meowscarada. I didn't care if I didn't get a speed boost. I was just going straight for the KO. So Gliscor goes down, which is amazing. In comes the Suicune. So Suicune is a good one. Suicune is a very good choice here. They probably go for a Scold, in which case I can take that, no problem. I am going to have to go for a close combat, though. So we might not take a Scold after a close combat, to be fair. We do a lot of damage, though, to the Suicune, which is amazing. But we can't be burned, which is good, because we're a Fire type. So they go for a Scold. Is it going to take us out? It does take us clean out, because Blaziken is frail as out. But we did severely weaken the Suicune, which is going to be really good for later on down the line. Now I'm going to go into my Indeedee. I'm going to get that Psychic Terrain up. Sorry, not Electric Terrain. I'm going to get my Psychic Surge up. And what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to go for what you think I'm going to go for, which is Dazzling Gleam. When it's Expanding Force, I'm going to go for Dazzling Gleam, expecting the Meowscarada to come in. So if they do switch out, they don't. If they don't, they don't. It's whatever. We still take it out with Dazzling Gleam. Can't really go wrong with that play. Suicune goes down. They couldn't really switch anything in because the only thing that can take a hit is the Meowscarada, and even then it can't because it's Terra'd. So I've just completely forgot it Terra'd. Completely forgot. So in comes Meowscarada. So Meowscarada is obviously a big threat to my Indeedee, but we do have the Corviknight in the back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight into Corviknight. Withdrawing the Indeedee, we're going to go straight into Corviknight, and Corviknight can definitely take on this Meowscarada, no problem. They can't go for Sucker Punch because of the Psychic Terrain. Or then again, I'm not touching the ground, so maybe they can. I don't know. I don't know if it only affects them. So they go for a U-turn. Does diddly squat to us. Obviously, it's not stabbed anymore because Protean doesn't work again. If you're Terra'd, in comes the Raikou. Raikou's an interesting one. So Raikou comes in. Now Raikou obviously threatens our Corviknight. And when I said it was an interesting one, I didn't mean it was a bad switch. It's a good switch. I don't have much to take on this Raikou, really. So what I'm going to do instead, I need to keep Corviknight around for the Meowscarada and to an extent the Hydrapple. So Corviknight's coming back, and we're going to go into Indeedee. Indeedee can probably take a Volt Switch from this thing if it goes for Volt Switch. They go for a Calm Mind, though. Ooh. Calm Mind Raikou is a threat, ladies and gentlemen. Calm Mind Raikou is a threat. We got to be careful around that, and I'm not going to lose on purpose, like some people think I did. Because the Raging Bolt, I mean, the last video, someone was proper on me, like, oh, you lost on purpose. I'm like, no, I didn't. What are you on about? So anyway, we're paralyzed. We can't move because we're fully paralyzed, which is a shame. We now have to make sure we go for an Expanding Force. They go for Thunderbolt. I was hoping they'd Calm Mind again, expecting the paralysis, but they don't. They go straight for the KO. Indeedee goes down, but we still got the Striking Team for a little bit longer. And all we've got left is Special Attackers. So I'm going to have to go Reuniclus. Reuniclus should KO here. Should KO here, even with a Calm Mind up. So I'm going to go for an Expanding Force again. We do go for a Shadow Ball, which is super effective, but it's not stab, so we might live it. We do live it, which is great. Lowers our special defense, which is unfortunate. And we go for an expanding force, boosted by the terrain. Choice specs and everything. Doesn't quite get the KO, which is unfortunate. But it is what it is at the end of the day. It is what it is. So what we're going to do here is... we're going to expanding force again, just in case they can't mind, or if they switch out or whatever. They go for a T-Bolt, though. That's going to take us out. Fair enough. Reuniclus did some damage to the +1 special defense Raikou, so that's alright, I guess. This Raikou's terrifying, though. This Raikou is terrifying me. It may be a repeat of the last game, but with Raikou instead of Raging Bolt, which would be hilarious. So I'm going to go Primarina. It is Assault Vest. We should be able to live a hit from this thing. I'm low battery, apparently. Good to know. Good to know. So let's go for that Moonblast. We'll go for Moonblast just in case they switch out. They go for a T-Bolt. We should be able to live that, right? We do live thanks to the Assault Vest, which is amazing. We go for a Moonblast. Take out the Raikou. So Raikou is no longer a big threat. And we still have Corviknight in the back. So we might be alright. In comes Meowscarada. So this thing obviously threatens my Primarina, but we might be alright. Because we have Corviknight in the back. So let's go for a Moonblast anyway. They go for a Flower Trick. They're going to lock themselves into that because they are a Scarf variant. I know that for a fact. Because they outspeed my Garchomp. KO the Primarina, which is fine and dandy. Critical hit's going to happen once again. Because it's a Flower Trick. They always crit. I know that. Don't worry. I know that. Now we just go Corviknight. I'm pretty sure Corviknight can win us this thing. It depends on the moveset on the Hydrapple. It really depends on the moveset of the Hydrapple. But let's go for a Brave Bird real quick. They withdraw. Interesting. So they want to lock themselves into a better move on Corviknight, which makes sense. And they're going to go into Pomodorochi, which is the Hydrapple, because it's the last Pokemon. There we go. A Hydrapple comes in. We go for a Brave Bird. Let's see how much damage we're doing here. Half. I can take that. I'll take that. Half damage is not bad. We should outspeed as well. We do outspeed. So Corviknight finishing up the game against the Hydrapple and all that. That's a pretty fun one, to be fair. Meowscarada could still KO us with a critical hit knockoff or something, but we don't have an item, so it's not going to be very powerful. In comes Meowscarada. So if they have Triple Axle, that could hurt a bit, but I don't think we do. Or they might do. I don't know. I'm going to go for a Brave Bird anyway. They do go for a Triple Axle, which is going to do diddly squat to us. There we go. And there you go. Perfect. I just have to hope this Brave Bird KOs, because I'm pretty sure it does. It does KO. So Meowscarada goes down, and that's going to be the game. Corviknight won us the game. I don't know what Pokemon I'm going to use for the thumbnail, but, you know, it is what it is. Thank you very much for the game, Jim. But anyway, here is the team. Use the code at the top right corner of the screen to try it out. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all the wonderful stuff. And with that being said, I'll see you all in a bit.